Go ahead, broski.
Welcome. Episode 30. The nice even number 30 with myself, Khalid, and Nick.
Dirty 30.
The Dirty 30s.
That's it.
We're officially in it.
Wow, man, we hit 30, man. Wow.
We're doing a special Family Day edition, or if you're one of our American listeners, it's President's Day.
President's Day
over there.
More importantly, it's Black History Month.
Yeah, and we're still in Black History Month.
Don't try and shadow that.
Yeah,
first of all,
I would never.
It's not done yet.
One of the biggest supporters.
Okay.
One of the biggest supporters.
It's not done yet.
Not done yet. I've been adamant that it shouldn't be in February. It should be in a longer month. No.
100%.
How are they gonna pick one of the shortest months of the year?
People bring that up.
The shortest month of the year.
Shortchanged
Everybody's bringing that up. Okay, Black History Month are in the.
They got it from me.
I think honestly that's a little bit petty.
What's petty?
Bro, you got to be petty in life sometimes.
About it being the shortest month.
Yeah.
What difference does it make?
Bro, it doesn't.
It's more value.
Literally a day or two.
It's value.
If we're looking at time, is time money?
Time is money and also value. The fact that Black History Month is 28 days, sometimes 29, means there's more appreciation, less amount of time. That's the way that I look at it. You guys are actually thinking.
That's a valid point.
Thinking on the inverse, man.
Exactly.
So you like to look at the positive.
I love to look at the positive.
You got to be optimistic.
Okay. So and it's we're kind of making. I don't mean to say we're making a joke of it, but we're making a joke that it's just like how is it acknowledged? Maybe in your geography class or social studies class, you read a Martin Luther King quote and it's just like...
Or like if you're at work, you get an email.
Pretty much,
That's about it.
But like if it was an actual... Hold on and stay with me for a second. If it was an actual like a day or there was more recognized, like there's more activity.
Well, there's one day though, Martin Luther King Day. That's one.
Did you do anything during that day though?
Nope.
There you go. And I'm not discrediting it. I think there's an opportunity there.
But it's celebrated more by Americans too, so that's a thing too.
Martin Luther King Day?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't think many people are doing something on President's Day either.
Yeah, no.
Or many people spending Family Day with their families.
No.
Okay,
I think a lot of times it's just
I mean, it depends who you consider family.
You guys are literally now that it's like
I'm spending it with my family.
Episode number 30. You guys have just become such boomers.
Yeah, I know, man.
I took us down a path there. I'm sorry.
I know. It's okay. You threw the lob. We had to throw it down.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Are we going to stand for the national anthem to begin this podcast?
Hell to the no. Hell to the no.
If we had a national anthem, what would you make that? Like any song?
It gotta be Push and P.
Oh, Push and P.
Stop.
Push and P.
You asked. We delivered. You asked and we delivered.
You set yourself up with that one.
Okay, let's get into some content. Somebody link an article. Let's just fire this thing. Let's get started here. Episode 30.
Episode 30. Let's get it. What we got?
So there's a mountain in Japan. It's called Mount Zayo.
Okay.
And every year, from January, February, and March, so about a 2 month, maybe like a 2 month span on Mount Zayo, they have snow monsters, is what they call it. And no, hear me out.
Okay.
So they have snow monsters, and
sounds like something out of Game of Thrones, fam.
So because of the winds and the currents and the snow, it basically just puts a shit ton of snow over trees. But the way these specially form, it looks like almost like penguins or like monsters, and they're all a little different in their own ways. And there's thousands and thousands of them across the span of like the summit and the tops of the mountain.
Right. And
it brings tourists there and stuff every year. So around this time sort of thing. And it's really eerie. And at night, you can look it up afterwards after the pod if you want. Mm-hmm. But at nighttime, they even glow up with some lights. And it's really cool. It's the only spot that I know of in the world that happens to have this. But you can't tell that anything's tree. It looks very like rock solid. And the heads like bend over. And it just looks like if you were a random person to just stumble upon this area, you'd think, there's something moving.
This is in Japan?
Yeah. This is in Japan, yeah. Mount Zayo. They call them maybe like Zayo or something like that. I probably pronounced terribly.
So everybody thinks like the trees are doing spooky shit?
Yeah, it's like they're...
It's a question. Mm-hmm. If Kamar went, would he see all the trees as doing sexual shit?
Come on, man. Kamar, you know how he is, bro.
So first of all, if you take Kamar to this place, he's gonna every time you pass a cherry blossom tree, be like, "Oh, I have that tattooed on my rib cage." Right? So let's just announce that right now. Kamar's got the cherry blossom, right? So he'd make sure to let you know.
Yeah, 100%.
Dude, you get to the top of this mountain, wherever these trees are, he'd be like, oh, that one looks like it's sucking a dick.
Yeah.
Right? 100%.
He'll call it out. He doesn't care.
And everybody else would be like, oh, that one looks like a monster or snowman or whatever.
Yeah.
Right?
If Kamar went to Japan in April, the cherries wouldn't be the only thing blossoming.
That's true.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Bars.
So Mike, this temple, where did you this mountain? Where did you find this article?
God, bro, it's a number of reputable newspapers fucking talking about it right now, and whether people's
it's okay, man. Shout out to
Dude's on the
Dr. Dumo. No, it's Dr. Dumo that really
Dr. Dumo hit this up.
Okay, so what's the are you going there? What's the announcement on this article?
Actually, I do. I do think it's kind of cool because I guess if you wanted to visit Japan in the winter, I feel like Japan is a slept-on country for winter. A lot of people just think of like spring for.
No way, it's slept on.
Yeah. No, I think. Well,
are you kidding me?
Not a lot of people think of Mount Fiji. Do you think a lot of people think of Mount Fiji or Mount Zao?
First of all, I thought it was Mount Fuji.
Fuji. Did I say Fiji?
Yeah.
Did I say Fiji? Yeah. That's how slept on it is. That's how slept on the mountain is.
Bro, that's disgraceful.
That bands like this
that's
can
a band.
count.
The Fijis, fam.
The Fijis?
Yeah, that's a band, fam.
You say the band. What about the place? Fiji.
That's a place.
Or the water.
Fiji, I don't think
Fiji water.
No, I don't.
Oh, this guy's be drinking Fiji water, fam.
Yeah.
You got money like that.
Oh, not anymore. Now with the inflation.
No, Dasani's the best brand. Don't have it.
Come on. Okay. Aquafina the worst. Can we agree on that?
No, Aquafina is delicious.
The aftertaste is horrible, bro.
Really?
Yes, Aquafina.
I'm not trolling
What do you
guys.
mean the aftertaste?
Bro, there's like an aftertaste.
How have they tricked us? How have they tricked us like this that people think there's differences?
There is, bro.
There is differences in water.
taste.
I personally don't like the taste of Nestle.
No, that's basic ass water.
Yeah, I think we can agree Nestle might be the worst.
Nastiest
I mean,
water.
I think we can come to agreement on that.
Yeah.
Aquafina, how is Aquafina?
Bro,
Aquafina's delicious.
Aquafina's fine. Yeah,
I like
Aquafina's
Dasani.
clear.
I like Dasani.
I like Dasani as
I like
well.
Smart Water.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Yeah.
From like a sensory level too, I really like the way that the plastic on the Aquafina bottle, you can rub your fingers on it and the cap is like little ripples.
Yeah, I like that.
It's a sensory thing. I really like that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but back to Mount Fuji, first of all.
Mount Fuji, yes.
Get it
So,
right,
so you're at the top,
My
you see
bad.
the spooky thing. So like tourist destination, so you get there and you see a spooky shape. So this is just like all the trees. This is like,
Yeah, all of them.
and what is it about the trees though? I don't understand.
It's not actually about the trees. It's about just where it happens to be located. The way that the winds and the currents form.
You gotta describe it because this is an audio podcast.
No,
right?
I know, but it's almost the same way snowflakes form and can build up. Mm-hmm. It does the same with these trees, and I don't know what type. I should have done more research. And Dr. Dumar, the types of trees that exist at the tops of this mountain, Mount Zao, whatever they are, the snow happens to stick, and as long as it remains cold enough throughout the middle of the winter up there.
Okay, we got to get a picture of this.
It's it's like rock. They're like, it's rock hard, and you would not even know these are trees.
Really?
Yeah.
You have no idea that these are trees. It completely takes over, and they turn into basically like icy snow sculptures.
Okay.
That's crazy. Naturally formed.
And people go visit. Thousands of people, tourists go to visit to take photos.
Yeah,
and there's great drone footage.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if there's maybe some sort of like superstitions behind that too. Just with a lot of countries with culture like that and like deep history, you never know what the deep rooted meaning is behind that if people are going to visit it, right?
I love it. Okay. So we got to get into some funny shit.
Yeah.
So, whenever you see like people who are wearing those like stupid ass shirts, like they got from Walmart.
Oh yeah.
Like with stupid sayings and shit,
yeah.
or like have like the weed leaf symbol, or like the people who have weed socks always kill me. I always laugh because when I see people who are like,
remember that in high school, that was a thing in high school.
Yeah, and I love that shit because whenever I see people with like the socks with like the little marijuana leaves on it, I think to myself, I'm like, you must have thought that this was such a good investment. You decided to spend $20 on that, opposed to marijuana itself.
I'm like that. If you're a real marijuana connoisseur,
you are not buying.
you would have spent that for your next high.
You would acknowledge left hand socks, right hand marijuana. And you look at $20 in between. Yeah. And I think the decision would be very clear.
Yeah.
Like, do you want to smoke marijuana or let people know that you like smoking marijuana?
Yeah.
And I always laugh at that shit. And I always like the novelty T-shirt things too. Like, whenever you see somebody, they're always like a questionable fashionable age. Like they always probably look 10 years older than they actually are. Yeah. And their mom always looks like she's in the 60s, like mid 60s with like shorter hair. Like those types of people that are always in Walmart. And I always look at them and I see that and I'm like, fuck, like you must have really decided this shirt was funny. Like you probably looked at it and laughed. Yeah. And it's probably like a conversation piece, like at family gatherings, like, oh, that's hilarious. I can't really say I've owned a shirt like that.
It's a conversation starter. That's what it is.
But it's just like a conversation starter among like inbred people.
Do you have any clothing? Maybe you don't own it anymore, but do you have any clothing that you've ever looked back on and been like, I can't believe I wore that. I can't believe I bought that. I can't believe
I'll tell you this.
I know there's stuff. I have to think about it.
The sleeveless jean jackets.
Sleeveless jean jackets?
Not.
Get the fuck out of here.
I had one.
Get the fuck out of here.
When?
Or the sleeveless hoodies.
Who inspired you? P. Diddy or Jay-Z, bro?
Were you like, were you a model for Levi's or something? What the hell is this, bro?
Bro, it was so stupid, bro. Back in the day,
Warehouse?
Bro. What about the sleeveless hoodies? I had a thing like that.
Those are still like those are borderline acceptable at the gym.
They're not
borderline acceptable at the gym.
They're never acceptable.
They're never acceptable.
I've never worn. Personally, don't have one, but I get it.
I get it. I wish my friends were looking out for me back then.
But hold on, tell us more. Did you get it from?
I got it from. What was it called? It was.
Bro, there was a place on Dundas. What was it called? They sold Exco and Echo. Remember that shit? With the bulldog. It was fuck, man. God, that was the shit with the big bulldog.
Yeah. It was Echo.
Echo was a rhino and Exco was the bulldog.
It was the bulldog, yes. Right? Yeah. But bro, I was looking back at some of my pictures. I was looking through like old like Facebook pictures.
Were you moisturized up?
I was, bro. I always come on, man. You think I'm ever dry, fam? Come on now, respect me.
Not around me. I know that.
This guy, man. But anyway, so I'm looking at these pictures and I'm like, bro, how am I wearing a sleeveless hoodie with a t-shirt?
Oh, you had to look back on photos.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like...
And sleeveless jean jackets. Like, what was I thinking?
It was iconic, man, because like you had...
It was not iconic,
Hold
bro.
on, you had Justin and you had Brittany, the full denim outfit with the cowboy hat. It was popping for a bit.
Yeah, but sleeveless?
It doesn't matter. Bro, it doesn't matter. Denim was at an all-time high.
I feel like one thing in 2022 that it just blows my mind that we still haven't learned how to fix is when you get a new pair of clothing, new shirt, new shorts, jeans, whatever it may be, you're always scared to throw it in the wash the first time because what's it going to shrink down to?
What? I've never been afraid of that in my life.
I'm always afraid of. I'm in that.
Get that feminine energy out of here, bro.
I'm in that. Wow. Okay, there goes our female listeners.
No, but you got
feminine energy on this pod.
When you buy clothes, the first thing you do is you throw it in the washer, regardless.
You do?
You
never wear it before?
No.
Generally, no.
Okay.
You gotta clean it first.
You clean it first before you wear it?
You know how long this shit's been sitting in a box? There's probably dust mites all over.
Yeah.
Bro, but that's how you build your immune system.
My immune system's been built.
Yeah. Come on.
So hold on. So you're worried about it shrinking
shrinking, but he's accepting anything that's on it. I would let it just touch my body.
Yeah.
I don't care.
How do those
what size? Let's get into it. What size are you worried about it shrinking to? Like another half size? Like a size below?
Some depending on the fabric, they do shrink an entire size.
Especially
just one wash, shrink an entire size. I've literally had to throw shit out, and it's like this was like I specifically got it to be a little bit bigger than what I am because I'm like, okay, it's gonna shrink.
Yeah.
Put it in the wash the first time, and I can't even wear it now. I legitimately it's too small.
So I'm on the firm belief. Yeah. I think in 2022. Everything going on with the government, all that crazy stuff, war, I hope, whatever happens, if there's any one good thing that comes out of this war with Ukraine and Russia, I'm putting on my wish list for Santa. Yeah. As I want them to come up with a shirt size between medium and large. I want an extra medium.
Medium and large.
Okay, I want an extra medium, bro.
Yeah.
If we're going to talk about it.
There you go. Thank you.
Because the majority of dudes, like the difference between a medium. So hold on. This is like where if you are a female, just like...
get us a large, man. Get us a large.
But I'm sure they have this problem as well. Because a lot of times large clothing, the difference between large and medium, half the time or large and XL is length.
Yeah.
And it's just like fit is out the window. The fit between medium and large is different, and then XL to large is just length. I find that's big. One of the biggest things. So they need to figure out real fucking quick extra medium.
They have extra small. Why don't you give me extra medium?
I need an extra medium.
Yeah.
And hold up, but is extra medium is like between large and medium or between small and medium?
Well, let's have.
It's a marge.
It's a marge.
Yeah, we need a marge, bro. So petition to clothing companies going forward.
Yeah. Give me a marge.
We would like a marge, and in between large and medium.
No, we're going to make our own shirts.
But I would also like a medium.
Okay.
Because for
So we
myself, I'm more of
explicitly-
like a medium, but sometimes I'm kind of small. You know.
So
Yeah.
all we do is we specialize. That could be a thing.
Yeah.
Is your only two sizes are medium
And March.
and March.
And March.
And every shirt that people buy, 25 cents gets donated to end racism.
Oh, I would love that.
100%. That's a new business model.
Yeah.
We gotta,
Right?
yeah.
And we blend sizes like races.
Yes.
But
You know what I mean?
You know what else? You know
Tell
what
me.
else grinds my gears?
Tell me.
Okay, you guys order stuff online sometimes.
Yeah.
You ever order shoes online?
Yeah, like once
Bro.
or twice. I got bitten.
Why is it with shoes that one size is never the same with all these different companies?
They're not.
They're never
And-
the same. That thing blows my mind. I'm like, I'm a size 9 on average.
Yeah.
For wherever I shop. But some places I'm a size 10.
So
And
you're
some
11 for the
places I'm
podcast.
size 8.
Bro.
Yeah.
And some places I'm size 9, and they're never even remotely close. And I don't understand.
Because when you're wearing Timbs and like Air Forces, bro, that 10 in a Timbs and the 10 on Air Force is
It's
not
massive,
the same, bro.
So that's a difference, obviously, with European shoe size, man.
Yeah.
Like it's obviously way more accurate because they're measuring by centimeters,
By
right?
centimeters, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right, opposed to it's like some weird measurement because I don't think it's totally centimeters.
Right.
But it's like it's so much more accurate.
It is.
So I was wearing Birkenstocks as a young kid. You know Birkenstocks?
the hell is that?
What the fuck? You guys don't know what Birkenstock sandals are?
Explain to us.
Birkenstocks are
Explain to us, nerd.
They're the Dutch sandals. First of all, I'm pretty sure they're Dutch. They've got the cork. Relax. They got the cork base. Okay, and they have a leather strap.
Ah,
they're
yeah, I remember
iconic
those.
Birkenstocks. Get the
I
fuck out of here.
remember
You don't know what
those.
they are.
I remember those,
I
bro.
wore those ever since I was a young child.
It was a white boy starter pack.
No, it wasn't a white
Yeah,
boy
well,
starter
it
pack.
was-
No. It's because I tippy-toed as a child.
With the
So I had
American Eagle
orthotics.
t-shirt.
Why were you tippy-toeing?
Yeah.
I was tippy-toeing because I was always
Probably because you're always saying racist shit.
no, because
You
I was
had
always
tippy-toe around the subject,
pushing
huh?
up my weight bracket, bro. I was always looking people in the eyes, trying to fight. Get on my tippy toes, banging my chest. You gotta get out of here, bro. You think I've been teased my whole life for tippy toeing. You think you're gonna start now and beat me? Fucking idiot.
You're the type to stuff your
Idiot.
shoes for an extra size, huh?
No.
No?
Not stuff my shoes, bro. I just tippy toe because you can't catch me off balance.
Jeez. Okay.
You never catch me lacking, bro. I'm always ready to pivot.
Okay.
Always ready to drop that knee on you.
Okay.
Understand?
Okay. But guess what? But we're gonna acknowledge this. Those shoes
Tell me.
is a white boy starter.
Okay, it doesn't matter. I started wearing them before anybody did.
Really?
Yeah, 100%. Cole Bennett is sponsored by them. That guy's sick
Before
as fuck.
anyone.
Before anybody.
So
Anybody
you were
like
the-
from a young age.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah,
Like
from a
obviously
young
they were
age.
adults.
Yeah.
There's probably
Anyone that you knew.
Those adults, yeah.
Anyone that you knew.
there were maybe like one or two people in the world probably wearing something before me. But at a certain point, like goddamn, the
That
small
sounds
sizes
like
they
me.
came in.
That sounds like if I said that, I had a dream about something,
Okay.
and then I told people that I made the quote, "I have a dream,"
You-
and then probably
yeah.
some people would
Okay, but
come
yeah,
to
you
me
know
and
what?
tell
You
me.
guys can't discredit
That would
me.
cause an uproar. That would cause an uproar.
But you guys could find pictures of me as a young child
Yeah.
in Birkenstocks. Unfortunately, you'd never be able to find those of Mike because he deleted all the photos of him and all the racist things he said.
Michael decided to delete
I
his
think-
Facebook because
I think
he's a good
personally,
guy.
I think personally,
Michael.
plot twist.
listen, I think personally that deleting Facebook
It was healthy.
just shows my responsibility
And your growth.
my growth.
Yeah,
Your growth.
you and growth.
Yeah, Facebook is backwards, bro.
I think you have dreams of you and Ed Sheeran kissing and hiding your phones.
I don't see anything wrong with that.
I don't
Is there
either, but I'm
something-
speculating.
Are you against this? Nick?
Listen, you're not
wrong
going to
with
pull up a
that?
record on tweets. Okay, so listen, you guys heard about the Walmart thing. Okay,
Which Walmart thing?
the t-shirts.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
thinking.
yeah.
So, and one of the other things I was thinking about is, it's crazy to me that like obviously birthdays.
Yeah.
Somebody decided, I guess, at some point, some astronomer is like, yeah, it takes 365 days for us to get around the sun.
Yeah.
Right. That shit blows my mind because it's just like, as a baseline, it's just like that becomes a unit of measurement. Like 365 days is 1 year.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it. I'm like, what the fuck is a year in terms of things? You know what I mean? Like it's so irrelevant. And like the fact that minutes are on the 60, it's just like from a measurement of time, it's so bizarre to me.
What are you trying to say,
hours
like-
are on 24s. There's 24 hours in a day.
Do you think, what are you trying to say? Like time is subjective?
Oh, listen, I'm not going to go into like astrophysics
Yeah.
physics here to be able to break that shit down for you on this
my
podcast.
24 hours ain't the same as your 24 hours, fam.
Like, so I have a hypothetical.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I wish we had some like rocket scientists on this.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, if the Earth started moving around the sun twice as fast,
Right.
does that mean we're getting twice as old?
Oh,
Hypothetically, so listen, if the Earth started moving around the sun, orbiting the sun twice as fast, and 365 days took what, 182, 183?
okay.
Right.
Every single orbit of the sun is now like, okay, that's a full year. So I feel you'd have two different groups of people who are like, okay, well, I've put 2 years on in my life, and there's other people who'd be like, no, it's still like 1 year.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, which side do you think you'd fall on? So there's some people who'd be like, oh, so you'd be like, what? You'd be 60. People would play that game with each other. I feel like you'd have two different groups of people who'd be like, no, we're going to stay by the 365 days.
Yeah.
What would you guys fall under?
I'm sticking with the norm, bro. Whatever I knew. The Earth can go as fast as it wants.
Yeah.
So
guess what? This is.
I'm sticking to the norm because we still do daylight savings time and all that shit still. So we don't need to be doing that.
Honestly, you guys wouldn't want to say that.
To be honest,
60?
anyways, it feels like time's going faster, anyways.
Okay, this is not a boomer podcast. We've already established, bro.
Let's just say
get a good night's sleep.
Let's just say we're already rotating fast.
Don't take photos. Live in the moment.
Yeah, no, I'm not about to go into that. I'm not about to go into that.
Yeah.
But do you think if that's an announcement that Tesla put out, that they could double the speed of the Earth, and that way everybody would live twice as long? Because technically you're living like an extra amount of rotations.
But I don't think your lifespan has anything to do with the Earth's rotation. I think there's a lot of other implications. Health
implications.
Health.
The implications of it.
The implication.
Yeah, bro. You never know. Like, does your health one thing too?
Okay, stop.
Here's a hypothetical.
Sudden death.
Here's a hypothetical. Okay. Let's say you're going on a first date with a girl.
Okay.
And on the first date, she randomly asks you, "What's your astrology sign?" Is there going to be a second date?
Bro, I don't believe in that shit. So automatically, me and her do not see eye to eye.
Michael, have you been asked?
That we're gonna have.
Have you been asked?
Why are you ducking the question? It's a hypothetical.
I'm not going to duck the question because I have an answer.
He's ducking.
So look, Okay, you want the answer? Here's the answer.
Okay.
So if somebody asks me that, first of all, I'm going to give them the answer, but I'm going to play around for a little bit first, right? And I don't mind. Like, I'm not going to give them the wrong answer. I'm just going to ask them why they want to know. Obviously, from a compatibility level, all that bullshit. Here's the thing that I'll always argue, and I've said this before, and I will say it 1,000 times on podcasts, wherever. Okay, if astrology signs worked, it would be the basis of every single piece of sales training and piece of psychology.
Right, 100%.
End of discussion.
Exactly.
So if you could somehow build a better relationship with somebody to earn their trust, to be able to take their money from a sales point of view, this would be the underlying key for every single sales program. Guess what? It's not, because it doesn't fucking work. And if there's money to be made out of it, this is my groundbreaking.
Well, there is people making money off of that too, though.
If there's money to be made out of it, I'm not talking about teaching selling astronomy courses to make money to fucking convince people.
Yeah.
The only money to be made is how to teach other fucking yuppies how to make money off of astronomy or how to learn more about it. Nobody's actually selling shit. Like, I can't go up to you and be like, "Oh, you're Sagittarius. I'm about to finesse you." Not even fucking close.
Imagine.
So like, it would be the basis of every fucking sales training program. So everybody was like, "Oh yeah, our personalities will clash." Like, it doesn't work. It's nonsense.
It doesn't. How about you just take time to actually understand people for what they are, rather than preconceived ideas that you've already, this is a basis for what I'm gonna judge somebody by.
It is pretty, to me, and I don't know the history, like the deep history of where this all began, but to me, it's wild that for something that is very obviously not a thing, that it's so popular.
Why is it obviously not a thing, though?
I mean, there's people that actually take it seriously.
No, I know there's a large amount of people.
For it to be a basis of a conversation,
a relationship,
a whole.
That's
and I should have known because you're this sign, bro. No, you should have known because of just the signs this person was displaying, like their character. Fucking.
So Michael, you asked a question.
They arrive late.
Have you been on like one of these instances where somebody's like,
I actually brought that question up from hearing about someone else going through that. I have not personally been through that.
So literally, like, I don't know if you were to ask me that, and like, it's not like light conversation to fuck around, and you were being dead ass, like, I would lose a lot of respect for you.
100%.
I wouldn't. It wouldn't be. Yeah, I wouldn't go as far as saying like, oh, I've lost. Yeah, I guess that's one way of putting it.
Or we. But
I would just be like, okay, this isn't like, I can see very early on that unless the rest of the date went fantastic, and that was just like a small thing in the corner. Yeah, that's something that like immediately is going to raise me up. Like, why are you asking me?
It's a small thing, but to them, it's something major because
which is
they're
why
they're going to be judging you
to be
throughout this whole relationship based off of these these things that
preconceived notions.
Preconceived notions, and they're judging every movement you make, every action,
using
whatever you say, and be like, yo, okay, I can see why Michael would do something like this because I already knew because. Sagittarius does this and that.
It's a toxin.
That's poisonous, bro. Just take me as I am.
And literally trying to solve things with fucking crystals. Opposed to just conversations.
No, you're backwards.
It's just so counterintuitive. And
you're backwards. Get it together.
You know what? If people are gonna live by the laws of astrology, I feel like one of the things they should be able to do is just explain how the internet works. Like if somebody can explain to you how fucking crystals work and how the signs all make sense, they should be able to explain to you how the internet works. Like I feel like that should be like just a normal conversation because you specialize in all this fucking energy that doesn't exist. Explain to me how the fucking internet gets on your phone right now. And if you can't do that, it means you're full of shit. It means you haven't done any research. That's my end of fucking conversation.
But then again, these are things that are pushed by social media, right? Because a lot of these things is where did they get it from? It's like a lot of people are reposting this and that.
You always defer back to the general boomer shit.
I was just about to say,
stop.
They get this from social media,
bro. But let's
what
be
is this
honest,
bullshit?
I've been trying to tell people since 2010, social media is a problem.
No, I'm not saying social media is a problem. What I'm saying is, where are these things shared? A lot. It's on social media,
but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's just because this is where people give their attention. It's going to be shared wherever people give attention. It's not a fault of the platform. It's just a fault of fucking human nature.
Yeah, it's true.
Right? They want someone to believe in, and this is why. With a rough transition, like, look, I'm going to raise my hand here and say I'm very poorly educated on what's going on right now with Ukraine and Russia. With the whole war.
I do not know what's going on.
The one thing, though. The one thing,
it's good you started it off with that.
This is just the silver
I know
lining.
The bullshit that's coming.
This is the silver lining. This is the silver lining out of all of it. Is the last time there was some of this funky shit going on, I think the memes were fucking hilarious. And one of the things I think we will peak. People keep saying, "Oh, we've peaked." 2016. They have no idea if we go into war. I'm telling you right now, if we go into war with Russia and Ukraine and all the countries involved, you are going to see sexy soldier TikTok boys. And they're going to be the biggest thirst traps. And that will be the peak.
People are going to be...
2016 will not look like anything close to how big we're about to peak.
Bro, it's just like when there's this whole like trend that was going on where people were lusting over like mugshots of like criminals.
Bro, but the TikTok
people were actually modeling gigs because of those mugshots.
I know, right? And you think about the TikTok boys when they're going to be all sexy with the dog tags, be like, I do this for my country, right? With the cross earring and the helmet.
Or doing a trending dance in a bunker.
I'll cry. I'll cry.
This is not the place for you to be doing a dance, bro. You're in the bunker.
I'll cry, dude.
Come on.
But at that point,
setting up his tripod and everything.
At that point, though, that's peaking.
That's peak.
2016 will look like child's play. Right, and then I can't wait too for obviously the counter movement of other people who think they're tough, but they're doing the exact same thing on Facebook. We'll be like, this is so lame, right? And they'll be like, soldiers of today versus soldiers of 1940, right? And it'll show guys with like beards all scrawny versus, and it'll be like those giga chads who like think they're being masculine. It's like, you're a fat neck beard behind a computer. Can you not?
Bro, and you know what? It's so crazy about that because like I would not be surprised if soldiers were to do that in a time of something so serious because like
it's funny.
You would just see even you're gonna try to make light of the situation, right? There's a possibility I might die, but let me get this dance off. But the thing is, if you even see like this in today's society, bro, you'd see cops doing all of this shit too, like on the job. So like I'm not even surprised that it ended up happening anyways.
News article comes out the next day. Soldier survives barrage of bullets due to TikTok dance. Neo in action at the bunker, bro.
But can you guys think? And this is one of the things that will like you're gonna wake up every day now to be excited.
Hashtag
inflation in Canada. No. Inflation. It doesn't matter anymore.
Only the evilest of people.
No. So look, the best thing is too. You guys think, the content right now. I think it's a little dry, but like. The other person I want to bring up, because we haven't talked about him in a while, is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Okay, he will fucking peak in 2022. If we do go to war, expect a story from this guy every 24 hours.
He'd make
about
it
something to do with being inspiring
Well, especially in America, I could see him being. You know how when it comes time for
the
like
lone hero. That's
well, like with World War II and all that, they'll put like across America and stuff. They'll put up like posters.
Yeah.
We need you.
Yeah.
Blah, blah.
Yeah, like back
2022's version of if this were to happen, they would get Dwayne The Rock to do that.
Fuck yeah.
And yet he would have his fake army hat on.
Fuck yeah.
And yeah, I'm like telling you, that's
Zoolander.
We need yeah.
All fucking dolled up with the camo paint. We need you, like Dwayne The Rock. He'd be like, my fellow Americans, right? He's never going to touch a gun in his life. He's never going to be on that side of the war, right?
Zoolander. We'd have Dwayne The Rock Johnson
100%.
from one of these recent, crazy adventure movies he's done, and Robert Downey in blackface.
Oh my God, dude.
Those three, the people, they
sign everybody up.
Sign them up.
Can you imagine too, like the QR codes, like you scan and sign yourself up for the war and you get like 1,000 V-Bucks,
or Chevy
you get
Camaro,
Call of Duty,
a Chevy Camaro, bro.
Yeah, bro, you get like free skins in Call of Duty if you sign up to be a soldier, right? They'll be like, you get the veterans pack, right?
Yeah, man, that'd be crazy.
Can't we just set? How come we can't do our like wars and shit online now?
You can.
Let's do
bro.
it. Like
you're gonna go do it through the metaverse.
Yeah. So for a Fortnite battle, best of 3.
Yeah, and man, it's funny. It's funny because that's actually like something that's happening. Obviously, the whole renaissance of drones and unmanned, killing machines. Right? These are all people. Like they're all people like playing with controls, like from a base. They're all north of Nevada, Las Vegas. They're all Nevada, man. All these Air Force guys that are flying these things remotely. Now planes, like commercial planes. Obviously, a lot of the commercial plane industry, like moving people, is they're old machines, like 787, 777, or the big Boeing planes. But as it probably starts to retool those machines in the next 20, 30 years, like first of all the flights now are pretty much guided. Like you do need a pilot there behind the plane, but everything else, like it follows a signal, like to be able to just like map the whole route out.
Yeah.
Like the majority of the plane, like you only really need the pilot for like landing.
Yeah.
And obviously taking off just to make sure if there's any
turbulence
you can't expect, that's what they're there for. The rest of it's on autopilot, but man, like and
which has got to make it tough to stay awake that whole time though too, right? That's one thing.
But imagine you get TikTok on your phone if you're a pilot.
Man, I remember actually one time I was in the cockpit on a flight from like Toronto to Edmonton.
Okay.
Because the flight
you really pronounced the cock in that. That was weird.
Yeah, bro. You gotta
you really separated those two words. I don't know why. It's one word.
I separated it.
I know.
You like it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I had to do it for you. So I was flying from Toronto to Edmonton.
Okay.
And obviously the flight was full, so I got to sit in the cockpit. And
obviously the flight was full. How would we know?
It was full. That's how I got into the cockpit.
Okay.
So I was able to, but that was because obviously I worked for an airline and I was allowed.
Don't give away
to
too many
that,
details.
Right? So I'm not gonna give away too many details, but I had that kind of privilege.
Yeah.
So when I had that privilege at that time, so I was fortunate enough to see how pilots take off and whatnot, and I was so surprised because me not knowing anything about airplanes and whatnot, I thought that this was completely controlled by the pilot the whole time. It's not. Just takeoff time is when they're doing everything.
Yeah.
But throughout the flight, man, these guys are on their iPads eating,
just
chilling,
chilling.
vibing. I'm just sitting there like, bro, you ain't gonna put your hand on the wheel there, bro. Like you're just gonna eat that steak.
Damn.
And it was crazy, but it was an experience of a lifetime.
Give us some information. What were you going to Edmonton for?
I was going to go see my uncle, actually. He had moved there, and I haven't seen him for quite a bit. So I was like, you know what? But it was the worst decision ever, man.
Why?
They call it Deadmonton for a reason.
Oh, dude.
Oh, yeah.
The rest of Canada's ass.
Is so
Majority
bad,
of Canada's
bro.
ass. But
Edmonton,
ass.
unless everyone's packed up inside the West Edmonton Mall.
Yeah.
Which is
what
disgusting
They don't have
anyway.
I know.
Yeah,
It's nasty.
so nasty.
Yeah.
At least if you're in the US, you got options, bro. You can go,
we can't do this every podcast. We can't do this every. We know Canada sucks.
Yeah,
we do. I know.
You can go to hotter cities.
100%. But we can't do this every podcast.
You could go from Chicago to Texas.
I know, but we can't do this
vibe
every
out.
podcast. We could vibe out for much. I'm not going to go there. Mike, give us another article.
Yeah.
It's actually not an article. I was going to bring it up earlier when you transitioned over to the Russia-Ukraine stuff. But, Colin went boomer again with the social media.
You know me.
And then you said we were going to hard transition.
Yeah.
So one thing I was going to bring up, and we won't talk about sports, but it has to do with specifically...
Oh, God.
No, we're not going to talk about sports at all. We're going to talk about something else. But there's a UFC fight coming up, I don't know, sometime in the next couple weeks.
Okay.
It's Jorge Masvidal and Kobe Covington.
Big fight.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was watching this documentary, and it's not a UFC documentary, but it's a documentary on Colby Covington. And for anyone who's followed his career, he used to be best friends with Masvidal, the guy he's going to be fighting in a couple weeks. He was one of the top prospects at his division weight class, and he was winning basically all of his fights except for one. And back years and years ago, he was going to be fighting in Brazil against the number 2 fighter in that weight class, and the UFC told him that this will be his last fight because unfortunately he's not selling enough. Now, he was literally one of the most entertaining in the ring, one of the most entertaining and dominant guys, and young coming up, and had only lost one fight and won like 9. So they told him this, and he's like, what the hell? What am I supposed to do? So he goes into Brazil. He ends up knocking the guy out. He gets on the mic, and this is for his livelihood and career. He gets on the mic, and he calls Brazil a dump, the people in it a dump. He goes into this full, what we know now is Colby Covington, this guy who talks shit, this guy who's like known as the evil guy, right? So he completely changed his persona, and the clicks on Google and social media went through the roof for Colby Covington. So all of a sudden, in one day, he skyrocketed.
Okay.
Trending.
And the UFC said, okay.
So you say you're not going to talk about sports, so get on with it.
So what I'm going to get into is the reason why, and you were saying social media is not the problem. We're the problem. We have created people like Colby Covington. The only reason Colby Covington is what he is today is because he had to do this to stay alive.
Yeah.
He was so good at what he did, and it didn't matter.
Yeah.
What mattered is that he needs to create this.
Yeah.
He needs to create this dirty persona.
Yeah.
And so now, let's say it's 5-6 years later from whenever this happened, people legitimately think now that Colby Covington is the biggest douchebag in the world. He literally had to lose all of his friends, all of his family to create this person, and he has not dropped it since that fight.
Okay, so the question: do you think he's a douchebag, or he just basically had 20 seconds of airtime?
I think it's like a persona that
he has completely locked in on this persona because now this is
it makes some money, gets some attention.
But now,
what else is new?
Yeah. I understand that, but I mean, he has a degree.
Bullshit sells, man.
In sociology.
Okay.
So he went to university and he has a degree in sociology. He very much understands the way humans think and work.
Yeah, bro, it's just like how we were speaking about this a couple pods ago. Negativity is something that people just feed off of.
Yeah. We feed off the negative more than the positive.
It's so easy for you to be negative.
But do you think he could have went a different route and still been successful? Do you think that there's
probably, but it's more work.
That's the easiest one.
Yeah, of course. We already know this. Like I say this like every podcast. Humans, like psychologically, you're programmed to be way more responsive to negative.
Yeah.
Because negative will kill you,
bro. It's just like with all these people that do reviews on items, bro. It's easier for them to talk shit about the item,
bro. So
and degrade it. And say what's wrong with it rather than praise it, because nobody's trying to hear that. I want to know what's wrong with this product. But don't
you think this path that say someone like him went down is incredibly extreme? Because you say it's easy, but what's actually easy about it? Because he lost everyone in his life.
Okay, but
he lost everyone in his life.
What does that mean? Everybody in his life.
Those who really matter would have stayed. Your mom's not gonna leave you.
He got kicked. No. He got kicked out of his gym because the gym didn't want him anymore.
Get another gym.
Who cares?
He lost his best friend.
Okay,
you don't lose your best friend. That was never your best friend. That's such bullshit. That means it was a clout chaser who fucking rode with him. This is like not even a point.
Yeah. To be fair, it seems more like it's on his end that he lost.
If I come out tomorrow and I say Canada's ass, it's like saying you guys would disown me.
Yeah,
it's just like that's completely rational.
That's his opinion. To be our friend.
Like so you're gonna shit on the country so you can get some recognition.
But that's the problem with when you're popular and you have people around you that are yes men, that are not willing to ride with you when you're going through bullshit, because they saw that he's on the decline. He's about to lose everything he's got. And they're like, okay, you know what? We can't benefit from this guy anymore.
And people turn toxic, like he's being desperate. And you can smell that if you're around that. And then they hop to the next fucking person.
Exactly.
It's not like to lose everybody around you. That's nonsense. Like you're still going to be able to go to your mom's house. Like, of course. Everybody who leaves you, it's bullshit.
Everyone who matters is going to be there.
That's a good way to weasel them out, to be honest. Like there's nothing wrong with what you did.
You did yourself a favor.
Exactly.
You can distinguish who's real and who's fake.
I don't even think this is worth like arguing about. I really do think like that's the end end of it. Like people are just very easy to sell out like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter. Like again, like we say some stupid shit on this podcast for shock value because that's what gets clicks.
Yeah.
It gets clicks, right?
Yeah.
So like it doesn't, nothing really changes.
A lot of the time too, it's just silly light humor stuff that we say too. And it's not serious. And it seems like a lot of people think it is.
Well, it's because again, people have to take the context and be offended because they have nothing going on in their own fucking lives.
Yeah.
And that's a fact.
Yeah.
Right? They have nothing to do but scroll through hours of fucking sound bites that keep repeating. And every once in a while, they find one of our clips that doesn't fucking fit the formula of the fucking trendy song. And we say something stupid and they feel like they should make that their whole fucking reason they got up that morning.
Exactly.
To say something fucking ignorant and then haunt them. I love that one bitch. I'm gonna call her out, who's just constantly like following us on our posts. Like, you have to be a special kind of stupid.
And what
I'm gonna get angry about that.
Yeah,
but you gotta be a special kind of stupid
Who's this?
to be able to follow somebody like that. It's just some chick. Like,
Well,
What did she say?
yeah, she came to a later video. It was the Somali video.
Yeah.
Originally, because he said, "Is this a Somali thing?"
Yeah.
And then repeated it later. And it's funny because he asks you again because technically you never answered the question.
You never answered.
Yeah.
And
You never answered. So and the video loops. So it sounds like he's saying it like 100 times, as opposed to 2 or 3 times.
Right.
Hilarious, by the way.
But that video pops off because I guess it's, you know,
It's something culture related. I guess.
it's something culture related. So people are like, it's a mix of some people found it funny and it's a mix of some people got offended by
Yeah.
it.
I'm
And-
Harry. How could you say that?
But this girl happened to, she doesn't even follow us. She's just a random girl who happened to see it. And then she came to like 2 or 3 videos later the next day, like a video the next day.
Yeah.
She comes back and she says, the comments on the video says, "Tell this, is this a Somali guy to shut the hell up?"
So I love it. I love it. So you could
Totally another video. It's like,
Got
why
so
have you
much time on their hands,
come
man.
onto another one of our videos?
Yeah.
and you can already imagine, like, you know what her feed's like. It's an echo chamber of people that are being uptight about things that they think should be different.
Well, we
and
know-
it's
we know
all just
damn well,
it's
yeah.
all just a miserable echo chamber of things of people just whining. It's the same thing too, like Reddit. Like I keep bringing this up, but like I pulling up every time we're about to launch the podcast, I look at a few articles. They're all so annoying now to me, and it's all you have to do is step away for fucking 2 weeks, and then by the time you get back to it, you're like, oh goddamn, everything is like pitched towards the fucking, and the funny thing is too, that fucking Native American dude on TikTok who pretends he's fucking pissed off about everybody.
Yes.
That shit makes me laugh because I'm like, if I met this dumbass in real life, it would be the most awkward thing. Because like, people who are like internet heroes and then you meet them in life,
And they're not the
and so
same.
this was one of the things like people don't get anymore because TikTok is like, and Instagram and TikTok, you're never meeting these people. Like the thing though, if we could rewind the tape, a lot of people don't remember, but back early days in Facebook, you could be around somebody at the same university and you could like digitally understand who they are. And then by the time you meet this person in real life, you're like, oh, underwhelming. Fuck, that's weird. You're
Doesn't
like
match.
totally different.
Doesn't match.
But the problem is everybody is like completely severed from their Instagram and their real life personalities. At a certain point back in the day, everybody you'd eventually meet in line. So it's like everybody's bullshit catches up with them.
Yeah,
So you're like,
exactly.
oh, you're a fucking weirdo.
You can't hide behind.
You are not
screen.
funny, right?
Khaled, you have your fun Twitter group, right? Raptors.
Right, yeah.
Have you ever met them in real life? Any of them?
The Raptors?
Yeah.
The Raptors. No, I wasn't able to meet any of them. No.
Have you? Has there ever been any like link up things that they've?
Yeah,
put
they
in?
do.
Like,
They do it all the time. Where they actually say, you know what, we're going to a game. If why don't you guys let's meet up?
Have you ever considered doing it?
No,
It's too weird to meet an online person who you don't.
Yeah.
You'd rather keep it specifically online.
Yeah, exactly.
I've met a few people back. This was years and years ago. Back when I was like on Twitter a lot, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And there was a group similar. It was like Toronto sports related or stuff like that. And I met them. We were all going to go to a game. So some of them knew each other already, but many of us, it would be the first time. And I showed up. It was a Blue Jays game, I think. And then we were going to go for lunch or dinner or something after the game. And yeah, a couple of them were pretty cool. And the others were really awkward. Mm-hmm. And it almost turned me off wanting to do that again in the future just for that. And it's not like I wasn't a little awkward in my own right.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to be, a little nervous.
A little
in situations,
hesitant
a little
at the beginning,
hesitant.
yeah.
But it was like, you could tell there's something really not
unsettling.
Yeah. How you would say normal or whatever. And it's not that the people don't have like good hearts maybe or something like that. But yeah, it is interesting. Online personas are very different. For a lot of the time, they're not
Because a lot of people will not vocalize the things that they say in person.
They're a lot more confident or comfortable over this behind the screen.
And even too, like some of the comedians, man, like or people who are like on Instagram and you meet them in real life. Like I would love to say, and just a lot of the people that we've met through this podcast have been super fucking cool.
We've been very lucky. We've been very lucky.
And we're the exact same way too in real life. But like again, you meet some other people and you're like, ooh, like.
Damn,
fuck,
I didn't
like,
expect this. Yeah.
This is a character. This is all like
way different.
Your version of your online self, right?
Yeah.
But anyways, man, like this is not a boomer podcast.
It's not.
So
it's
fuck
not,
you guys.
It's not. But it's surprising that people have the energy and time to circle back and not even follow, and have the time to comment.
I want to.
People have.
That's ridiculous.
You guys are not allowed to talk about social media anymore.
I don't think.
We're done.
There's a new bylaw. It's a new bylaw on the podcast.
We're done.
Avoid it. Avoid the zone, Mike.
We're done.
So listen, do you guys remember back in the day? You remember Listerine strips?
Yeah, of course,
dude.
Of course.
Oh man, I remember.
I'm not gonna lie; those were almost more of snacks for me than actual. Bro, they kind of tasted good. They were like minty, right?
So, they were. They were.
Yeah,
man,
and it just dissolved.
I remember. Yeah. I remember that shit first came out.
What the hell would you do?
No,
it just dissolved. It just dissolved.
I thought you were putting the strip in your mouth and just.
No. I let it dissolve. I just let it dissolve.
I remember when it first came out, man. It was like you got so excited and you had to open it very carefully so none of them stuck to each other. You put your finger. And sometimes you get like a double one and it'd be like too minty. And you'd be like, like too spicy, bro. Like what? And that shit was crazy, right?
Your breath felt extra fresh.
Oh my god, I felt like I literally just drank from a glacier, man.
It's cool.
It's cool. Ultimate confidence, right? What happened to those?
I don't know, man.
Why did they stop?
What did they replace it with?
Nothing. People don't need good breath anymore because everybody's behind a computer.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, true. Yeah, everyone's working from home. We're behind a computer.
Well, you can keep that morning breath. Don't even worry.
Bro, nobody's worried about it.
Yeah, in fact, actually, that's one thing we never really considered. All this work from home movement's really going to kill the Listerine industry.
Yeah, people don't even worry about that.
No need for it.
Nobody's buying toothpaste.
Oh, yeah.
For yourself.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but I remember those strips, man. Sometimes like you'd fuck up and like it would accidentally like unhinge in your pocket.
Yeah.
And then it would be like lint in it. It would be all fucked. You'd be like, there's like 17 strips left. Do I or do I not? Right?
Yeah.
That was crazy, man. I don't know what happened to that.
I don't know. It fell off, man. Like I don't even think people use that anymore.
No.
They don't.
I feel like if they made a version of that, but it was like tobacco instead to like kids, that could be like the 2.0 for vaping. You have like a little vape strip, nicotine strip, just melts on your tongue.
Bro, what's with everybody vaping these days, though, bro?
Okay, can you not be a boomer?
They're going hard with that,
Can you not be a boomer?
First
of all, vaping has been a thing for 5 years.
They're going hard on it, though.
Yeah, but I don't think that's a boomer thing. I think it is an interesting thing, though.
Vaping's been a thing for like 3 years. Why are you talking about it now?
I mean, but it's so common now. Like I see it. Often,
it's really popular now. Yeah, it's really popular.
So smoking, what's your point?
I actually do not see people smoking cigarettes like that often.
No, vaping is far more popular.
Was smoking is what I said.
So you're talking about cigarettes?
Yes.
Yeah. Back when we were like in middle school.
So smoking,
back
what's
in the
your
early
point?
2000s.
People drink coffee. Everybody drinks coffee. Everybody loves drugs. What's the surprise here?
Yeah, it's not a surprise still. You're right.
Nicotine, caffeine, like
it's all the same shit.
What do you guys like?
It's all the same shit.
You guys are fucking boomers. I'm not going to say that one more time. Another bylaw. If you say another boomer fucking piece of information,
you guys watch? Do you guys watch or know the show Euphoria?
No,
I heard of it, man. It's been trending. It's been trending.
Tell us.
It's an HBO show, so you would need here in Canada, you'd need Crave or if you're American, HBO, whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's a couple seasons old. It's got Zendaya as the main lead actress in that show.
Spider-Man.
But the show is all about drug use and
what kind of drugs?
Sex. All drugs.
What kind?
Hardcore.
The best ones?
The best of the best.
What's
the
your
best
favorite? Yeah, okay.
We won't talk about that. No, but I mean, this show is like ultra sex, nudity, and drugs. Not something you'd think of Zendaya for. Although I don't think she's just a drug addict in it, no nudity or anything like that. But
obviously, Spider-Man.
But the show is 18 plus. Like it's a rated R show, but you can obviously you just need a password of HBO for your parents or whatever. But I wonder like what this show. None of the characters are role models. All of the characters are bad. Kind of like a Shameless. Did you ever watch Shameless?
No, never. Can't get into it. Too much sex.
Too much
right
sex.
off the get-go.
Well, okay. So think of something like that. But these are all supposed to be like 15 and 16-year-olds.
Not interested.
They're all in high school. I know. It's a massive show, and I think having Zendaya, I think it's a huge show. It's probably the biggest show there is right now.
So what about it? What about it?
I don't understand why people are so wrapped around it.
Because it's on social media.
It's so inherently bad, and I don't see any positives out of it. That they're latching onto these characters, and I'm assuming the majority of the people watching Euphoria are adults.
There's no way. There's no way.
They are.
Well, even if they're young adults,
men and women.
Yeah, they are, man.
Watching 16-year-olds have sex. That's pedophilia.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
disgusting.
The actors aren't children, but they are young adults.
Okay.
But they're supposed to be playing children. And all you're seeing is nudity and sex and even rape and even shit like that. Disgusting. And I just don't understand what the draw is and why these people are all...
I will say it right now, I've never been interested in any show, like any fucking Netflix show where it's like kids in high school. Not interested.
Yeah,
fucking don't even put it on. Not. I'll leave the room. And it's just like, I could fucking care less what Netflix wants me to think a group of fucking high school scripted kids are going to be doing or thinking. Like, so a show like this, like Euphoria, I could fucking care less.
But they bring like the 5, based on the description I read of it, they bring like the 5 most maybe broken people across America, and they put them as if they all are in the same high school, and they depict like that's what high school is like nowadays. Like you have your main actress is a heroin addict who has just come out of rehab, who's just going right back to it and saves up all her quarters to continue doing it, and her best friend is a sex addict football star who really hides his insecurities, and that's the reason why he does his thing. And then their other best friend is, coming out transgender girl or something. And it's like, this isn't what it's like, and it's only tricking people into thinking.
All these,
what are you talking about?
Drugs,
not tricking,
all these drugs, alcohols, all this stuff that they promote, man. They just got to do what the U.S. did back in the day, man, where they had the prohibition. The prohibition. Wait, I have an article.
One bylaw
away. Bro. All right, listen. We got to go back to the days where America had that prohibition.
Just get the article out.
They prohibited alcohol, its consumption.
That's not the right move.
Listen, okay? It might not be obviously you can't go cold turkey. I get it, right? But there was a time where alcohol was prohibited in the US, right?
Which failed miserably.
It was very bad. And I'm not saying that we should take this route, but if that was to happen, this is what would happen like in the US back in the day. So when they prohibited alcohol, by the end of the prohibition, I think it was like by like 1933, right?
Okay.
What they decided to do was like, okay, people are not stopping drinking alcohol. Obviously, nobody's going to listen.
Organized crime was on.
Right? Bootleggers are coming. People are making up their own,
You're
alcohol.
losing tax money.
Exactly, right? So they're like, okay, you know what? If people are going to continue trying to steal or try to make bootleg their own alcohol in their homes, what we're going to do is the industrialized manufacturers, we're going to tell them to poison alcohol. So by the end of like the prohibition, it was around 1933, they say that up to at least 10,000 Americans were killed because of alcohol poisoning. And this was an actual thing because they're like, you know what? We cannot control these people. They're still going to do it regardless. So if we want to get people to stop, we're just going to have to kill them off.
Where did you, let's get into it. Where did you hear
Dr.
this?
Dumo.
No. Actually, Dr. Dumo on the scene.
Yeah,
Where did you
Dr.
hear this?
Dumo.
What are you talking about?
Bro, this is known. The prohibition of alcohol.
Who poisoned the alcohol?
The government.
So basically, the government intercepted a shipment of bootleg alcohol, poison, and these people are not dying of alcohol poisoning.
No, they're dying of actual
poisoned alcohol.
Alcohol, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, man, scary stuff. But what had to be done, right?
However, for like
sometimes it do be like that.
Sometimes it do be like that. Not all the time. But sometimes it be like
for
that.
legal disclaimer, whoever's watching this, Khaled is reciting a piece of information he's heard. He's not suggesting this is a solution.
I'm not suggesting this is a solution.
That's how you started.
This is.
That's actually how you started this.
I'm sorry if that's how I presented it, but that's not how I meant to come across.
Yeah.
But
okay. Perfect.
What I'm saying is, if this was to happen, it's already happened in a time in the U.S. and obviously it didn't work. So,
well, I don't know. Like, you can dig into that. I know we're one of the last ones we're talking about conspiracy theories. Like, at the end of the day, like, you can have governments intercept things and do that. So, what was it? One of the first, I think it was like with Tylenol or Advil. Yeah. One of the safety seals. Before this was actually the reason for the safety seals, because I can't remember what it was specifically, but somebody, it was a man and a woman. I think it was a wife and husband. They decided they would start poisoning a bunch of Advil and Tylenol. And they had to recall like millions and millions of bottles off the shelves because there were no safety seals back in the day, right?
Oh, so they just put things in it?
Yeah. So they would basically put poison in them, like cyanide or something. I don't know what it was. And that was a thing. That was a thing in the history of like Johnson and Johnson.
What was What was their angle?
I can't remember. It was, but like obviously, you know, everything boils down to money. But it's the same thing. Like the reason I bring that up is because like nowadays it's just it doesn't matter what it's contrived from. It always goes back to money. So like you know, drugs and alcohol, like the government will find a way. Like the American government is probably pretty close to like legalizing marijuana. The amount of tax money that a lot of states make off of it is ridiculous.
Yeah, of course.
But I don't know. Like
I don't know how their I don't know how their you know government system completely works, but I don't know if that's something. Can they do that federally?
What do you mean federally?
Or would it be a state to state thing?
It is a state to state thing right now.
Yeah, I know, but is it something the federal government could ever do across the nation?
Sure.
Federal
laws and statewide laws. Those are two different things in the state.
I know, but can the states not reject? Or I guess they can't.
If the states individually could make that decision.
What is holding
the federal government?
What is holding
because
the
states is literally if NASCAR could be a person,
I know
it would be a U.S. senator. Yeah. Except their tattooed fucking logos are under
but there was a time. There was a time where Canada was a lot closer to that too, and with the U.S. as you know across many states as heavily immigrated as it is, I don't see how like that wouldn't lose you enough votes.
It's not about losing votes. It's never been you buy votes.
They can make so much money off this.
You don't lose votes. You buy votes. First of all,
I know.
It's true.
So number one. So how do you do that? You buy votes based off of companies that are going to support you that help buy the votes for you.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's the end of discussion. There's nothing else there left to
donations,
debate.
buddy.
It's donations. So the big pharmaceutical companies are going to make influences on, you know, this is why we don't want a thing to happen.
Yeah.
Or this is why we do want a thing to happen.
We'll
like
fund
it's pretty
you.
simple.
We'll fund you.
But
just
don't
make
do
sure
this,
you know. Yeah.
Or do that, right? Yeah. And so if you boil it down, man, like all the companies that are going to own all the marijuana companies, like they're pretty much like exclusively going to be bought out by Labatt's and Anheuser-Busch, like all the beer companies and spirit companies and Diageo. And like, it's common sense.
Yeah.
They're just going to own everything. They're just slowing it down. So they're letting everybody else, like this is just business 101. You let everybody else build the fucking supply chain.
Yeah.
Get it working
and then
buy them out and inject the capital to scale it.
Done.
That's it. Like it's just so all they're doing is they're getting other people to do the grunt work that big businesses don't know how to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So they're setting up this ecosystem and then they're just going to be bought out. Like that's what's going to happen.
That's what a lot of companies do, or like Facebook.
And then as soon as the money's to be made, you're going to see them show up. But like why fucking? It's all about at the end of the year profits, like your revenue statement.
Yep.
If there's no money to be made, why even put it on the books and why legalize it?
Exactly. Did you know that Canada? Back in the 80s or 90s, was close to legalizing weed. Trudeau's dad, Pierre Elliott Trudeau.
What do you mean close? Define close.
Well, they were moving.
I was going to buy a boat.
No, they were moving. They were moving. They were moving to legalize it.
Okay.
But the opposition in the House, it was just nonstop bickering and drama over it because obviously, you know, people that are anti-drugs or anti-weed.
Yeah. Okay.
Back then, they didn't want to have to deal with all the commotion and drama that was going to come of it.
People
especially at the time, there was there was just too much shit.
It's not
but it's crazy that even back then the liberals wanted to legalize weed. I never would have thought
about politics.
I wouldn't have even thought that then. Well, no.
Let's not.
Well, we're talking about legalizing weed.
Yeah. But no, I get it. But that's because it was like it wasn't socially acceptable back then, right? So they weren't willing to deal with the backlash that came with it.
Yeah, they didn't feel it was worth the trouble.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's like all the hoops you have to jump through to be able to do that. Like it's just not worth it. And especially too, man, like big businesses like pharmaceuticals. Like you think about it again, post World War, like Vietnam. Okay, now you're the 70s, the 80s. That was like the time where everything was going right. Mm-hmm. Why would you like introduce something like that?
Yeah.
Where all these big companies are starting to now become massive. Like you saw the shift of like industrialization. Like even obviously the Industrial Revolution was like the late 1800s into the 1900s, like mass manufacturing. But once they started getting all that shit rolling, man, like after World War II, we really saw like the massive boom of stateside, production of pharmaceuticals, man. Like there's no need to even touch that. And Canada's still in such a spot. Like they're 10%. They're a fraction of what the American body does.
It's not even close.
So I don't know. There's many reasons why I'm sure that wouldn't have passed. But guys, this has literally been the most fucking boomer podcast ever. Somebody give us something else.
Yeah, I wanted actually the other day I was just watching some TV and then I saw some like an ad for the Olympics and stuff.
Okay.
I'm like, I did not hear anything building up towards this at all.
Yeah.
Why hasn't the Olympics ever been mentioned?
Because it's in Beijing. Because China.
And the Olympics are like a dead ass sport.
Well, it's been
really
dying. It's been dying since we were like in middle school, high school. It's been slowly, you know, it's like
That's
the
'cause it's
SNL.
not
It's like the
relevant,
SNL
bro.
sport.
There was a time that we used to look forward to it, though.
Nobody looked forward to the Olympics.
No,
Bro,
there
what
was.
are you talking
Yeah.
about?
It was
I would
nationwide
never look
pride.
forward
Because
to
you
it.
were never
That's
into
fine.
sports.
You didn't. Yeah,
You weren't
didn't.
into
But
anything like that.
The Olympics are
Olympics
were
were-
absolutely when we were
course.
I wanna
kids.
see-
Olympics were
Bro,
absolutely.
what about Michael Phelps when he was gathering all those
Okay, that
gold
was
medals?
that's
bro?
Usain
different.
Bolt,
That's
Michael
different.
Phelps.
different.
So listen, I think there should be modern day Olympics. I've said this before. I think there should be modern day Olympics.
Okay.
Like imagine you take all the YouTubers,
Right.
and you take all the different pranksters,
Right.
and you say which YouTube prankster can represent their country, pull off the best prank.
I mean,
pick the real one.
if we could do that because, like, I remember, like, I was reading an article that was saying, like, back in the day, they even had Olympics for like
Back in the day.
literature,
You and me, baby.
and like fine
used to have
arts,
fun.
architecture. Like people were being rewarded for stuff like this, paintings.
Yeah.
There was like a total of 151 medals that they used to give out for things like this.
Yeah.
And they discontinued it, but it's definitely something that we can bring back in this kind of way where you like modernize it a bit, right? Because it's boring, bro. Let's be honest. Like a lot of these games are outdated.
Yeah.
You know, it's like there has to be things where people are going to be like, okay, let's revamp this.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, so I mean, I don't know if you guys have some ideas. What can we possibly get into? The
Only thing I think of, like Michael, you brought up Wordle last time. Don't care to talk about it. The only thing I think about is cool is it's a challenge. All of a sudden you get these challenges. I think if there was a better service to be able to say, hey, like this month's challenge is this.
Yeah.
This is whoever accomplished it. You know, show your video, whatever, and people vote. I always fucking love that idea.
Yeah.
Of being able to incorporate that and not have one particular like fucking shitty ass.
Yeah, we need like Amazing Race.
Dude,
Olympic
that'd be
edition.
so cool.
Olympic
That'd be
edition.
so cool. And
That'd
imagine
be
you get
so
to
dope.
cheer for your rider in the country.
I'm
Yeah.
sure.
That's
I'm sure.
cool.
That's
like,
lit.
That
I'm
is.
sure Mr. Beast could put on his own Olympics, and it would be instantly more successful.
Instantly more successful
Yeah.
for sure.
Easily.
Yep.
Easily.
Way
You guys
more.
see how he redid Squid Game?
No.
Oh my God, there's a whole video on that, man. The guy is a genius, bro. He's just a marketing genius.
He's a marketing genius.
Just knows how to capitalize off of anything that's
yeah.
like trending at the moment. Like
You put his name on something, and he's got so many followers. He's
Yeah.
got so many people
yeah.
ready to get.
What other games
sucking
do you
him
think?
off.
What kind of I know, right?
Oh, I'm not.
You know,
I don't really like.
you got to give him his flowers though. You got to respect it.
All right, I'll give him his flowers.
Okay, what else would you? So we said Amazing Race, Olympic edition.
Yeah.
What other things do you think we can bring? To,
I feel like this is one of those questions we take off the podcast and we come back with answers.
You guys,
Because it's going to be much more exciting.
You think so?
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
let's go. Okay, we're gonna on our next
challenge you guys.
I like
revamping the Olympics.
Yeah.
That's what we should do.
I used to love those shows. The like Amazing Races, Survivors,
Yeah, Survivor.
Fear Factors, whatever.
Yeah.
All those things, man. Those were, those had me.
Boomer.
Boomer alert.
You guys. Okay, guys, we're at an hour and 2 minutes.
Oh man, time flies. What the flip?
Yeah.
What the flip?
Holy.
I was watching. You know Aiden Ross, the streamer.
That
Sure.
guy's hilarious.
How did
You don't know him?
No idea.
Okay.
First of all, did he only become famous or kick off because of being with Bronny?
Yeah.
okay.
Initially, because he was on one of his, I think we were on a squad for like,
I didn't
online
even know it was
gaming.
LeBron's dad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or LeBron's son.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bronny
yeah.
is LeBron's son. Yeah.
Yeah. So they were on a squad together. And then one time during his stream, I think LeBron
Somebody wants
ended
to
up
congratulate you.
on.
Yeah. No, that's what happened.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Sorry.
LeBron
He
came
threw
on.
me off. Yeah. And then LeBron came on. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how he became viral off of that.
Yeah.
And he made it a clip. And then his career took off, man. It just, it's
ever
just a
since
moment
then.
like that, man.
Yeah. So he's is he in Toronto now or
He
something?
was in Toronto recently, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see the clip I sent you?
Which one?
He's in Toronto, and someone in the chat, or he does these things often where he'll be with a good looking girl, and
Yeah,
he'll be doing a 1-on-1 with someone. Hey, where are you from? They don't know each other. And this girl is from like Australia, and she's like, where are you right now? And he's like, oh, and he kind of looks behind to like his manager, whatever, or his buddy, and he says, are we in North America right now or South America? And the guy who's with him, he's like, oh, South. He's like, okay, yeah, South. She's like, oh, where are you? And he's like, well, originally I'm from New York, and via LA, and this and that.
Yeah,
I've moved around.
Yeah.
But right now we're in Toronto, and it's like, bro, how can you be
Toronto's in
so?
South
It's
America?
not South America, and why you out like?
You guys literally just did what you talked about at the beginning of the podcast.
What was that? Fill us on. Oh, is it boomer shit?
No, hating on people for like the stupid shit that they say.
How are we hating on him? No, it's just...
You're talking about him for being a stupid American for not knowing geography.
No. We never said that, bro. You just said that.
What's the implication here?
Let Michael get to that.
Stupid.
This is now news. You brought him into the news cycle for...
Goddamn right we did.
For negative
he came into my news cycle, bro. I
He came
saw
to
the
my
video, I was
algorithm.
Like, yeah, this guy can't be serious.
Yeah.
No, but like, I mean, even internationally, Toronto's well friggin' known, man. Like,
Yeah.
at this point, especially in North America, there's only like New York and LA are literally the only two cities bigger than Toronto.
Yeah.
Bro, how can you think it's South America?
No, but in all honesty, like I think he was just doing that to like it's a shock value thing.
But how many people do you think go and travel somewhere and they can't even point to on a map where they're traveling?
Of course, there's a lot of people like that. 100%.
That's wild. That's so wild.
A lot
to
of
me.
people suck at geography, bro, and I might be one of them.
Yeah, but if you're going to like Iceland, you know where the hell you're going.
Okay.
If you go to London, you know where you're going.
Okay.
Michael, I hope one day you have a Twitch career that spirals out of control.
I hope
And I
so.
want the best for you.
Yeah.
And at a certain point...
Disclaimer.
At a certain point, I think you got to understand, there's not a shot that's knocked at this guy. I'm sure if somebody plans a trip or like a globe trotting event for you, somebody's running your life at that point. Once you're a big Twitch streamer, it doesn't matter if you're a musician, Twitch streamer, whatever.
Oh yeah.
You're a manager, they're running your life. At a certain point, you just stop giving a fuck. You get on a plane, you get off a plane.
Oh,
You get on a plane,
I
you
know
get
he
off a
doesn't.
plane.
I know he doesn't care.
So like you got to understand, at a certain point, you're getting on a plane, you get off a plane. You don't fucking know. You don't care. Your headphones are in. Your AirPods are in. You're always on your social media.
All you know is that direct deposit is clearing every
That's
time.
it. So who fucking cares?
Yeah.
So coming from that mindset, I understand it. I don't think it's a knock of the guy's intelligence. It's just not a priority for him
He just
because it
does
doesn't
not give a
matter. Because
shit.
it doesn't matter what fucking country he's in. The stream, the viewers show up, and the check clears.
Yeah, that's it.
So who fucking cares?
Yeah,
Why does geography matter?
All right, fine. You made fun of me for not knowing Toronto's in North America. So
But it's not even. It's
I
not even
definitely
like.
think you can see in the stuff he does right now, he doesn't care. You can see for years he stopped caring. He literally just he puts stuff out and it's gonna get hits.
Bro, he's one of the top streamers, bro. He's making
no, I know that, and he doesn't.
money out of
It's
his
not,
ass.
and the majority of his stuff is. I mean, this is opinionated, but the majority of his stuff is literally meaningless ass.
Yeah.
It
Well,
really
that's
does
like
nothing.
every top like just chatting Twitch streamer at this point. Like,
but the thing is, though, at that point, they already have a fan base. They
It's
know
a-
they can. They don't care about quality anymore.
it doesn't matter.
You can put
It's
out
once
anything.
once you've reached this is like everything. Once you've reached this threshold, it's over. Like once you start, you can make $5 million. You live off 5-10% interest.
Yeah.
You're making $500,000 a year. Fucking investments. It's the same thing. It's just like it doesn't matter. At a certain point, once you're big enough, everything is a vacuum effect. It only keeps sucking you upwards.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. So like I don't know. I can't slight the guy at that. I don't think that's got
Well,
anything to do with
I
it.
wouldn't equate like in this scenario. I wouldn't equate him not knowing Toronto's and not in North America or whatever to not caring because he's rich and successful and he leaves things and hey, okay, we're flying out here.
I personally
he
could
knew he
make
was
that-
in Toronto.
Okay, so
He said he was in Toronto. He knows damn well where
so
he
he's
is.
just making some clickbait shit.
I think so.
Either
Part of the reason why he's famous in the first place?
Yes, either A, he's making clickbait shit, or B, he legitimately is asked at geography and world knowledge.
What would you prefer?
I would
I'm gonna put you on the spot.
I'd probably prefer the clickbait.
There you go.
Yeah, I
Thank you.
prefer the.
I'd be more scared to not know a direction you're going, Something very
Honestly,
common at his age.
Sometimes go with the flow.
Sometimes.
The guy's like what, 21?
No, he's got to be older than that, bro.
He's like 21, 20,
Aiden
bro.
Ross has gotta be
he's like
older than that,
21,
bro.
bro. I'm telling you, he's young, man.
No.
He's a young guy.
You think
bro.
so?
Yeah, he's young, man. He's young.
All right. Whatever.
So I mean, whatever. He probably
Give Aiden his flowers,
What care in the world does he have?
No, he
Bro,
doesn't. He doesn't.
He's on top of the world.
That's it.
He's doing his thing, man. Right?
I agree. And at an hour and 8 minutes, do we have anything left of our thing to do?
No, man. I think we're done here, man.
Good. So Aiden Ross, we might not know he's 20 or 21.
We're gonna
do you wanna
figure
hit us
out
with
how
the
old
outro?
you are, but Aiden Ross, we're coming for you. We love your content. But this is episode 30.
You love his
and,
content. Don't speak
I
for me.
love his content. This is episode 30, and guys, thank you so much for tuning in. A lot of bullshit was said today, but you can always reference. Go to Dr. Dumo.
Check out the American Prohibition.
Yeah, read Mo.
Our facts on that.
Just and you can do your fact check on us, guys. All right, and we'll see you guys next time. HuddleTalk TV. We're checking out.
Take it easy.
Adios.